Now, who or what motivates you at this point?
Um,
Zooming out.
just music, period. Like I said, we all get inspired by other people. At the end of the day, like all that big dog shit, cut it out, bro. For real, for real. We all get inspired by somebody. But just music, period. Like you know, I listen to other people, listen to other songs, listen to other people beats, and I might get inspired. If you hard, you hard, and I fuck with you, I fuck with you for sure. But yeah, I get inspired by everybody, everything, shit. Like I said, I like music, period. Everything, no matter if it's R&B, trap. I fuck around, listen to some rock and roll if that shit high, but I don't. But if I heard some shit that was high, yeah, I fuck around, listen to it. But just hard music, period. That's how I get inspired. I listen to everybody, bro.
Now, speaking of inspiration, have you been on the other end of that yourself? Has anyone ever said to you, you've inspired them?
Yeah, not too long ago they have, yeah. They slid in my DMs and actually told me that.
Now, what's that feeling like on that end of the spectrum? Someone saying that about you and what you've done for them.
But I look at it like, how can I say this? Humble beast. That's all I'm gonna say. If somebody tell me, they fuck with my music, they fuck with me. I salute them. I tell them I appreciate it. I'm really open to anybody. If you want to talk to me, you can talk to me. I help people too if they need help. Ask me how I get this to sound like this or how I do that. I ain't no nigga that's gonna gatekeep and try to keep it all to myself type shit. I help other niggas out. And that's fucking facts too. You don't play with me. Any nigga that ever say some weird shit or say nah, bitch, I helped you. Knock it off. I help the motherfucking homeless man, motherfucker. If I got to, shit, don't do that.
Now, circumstances could be different for everyone, but there may be someone in the audience who needs some motivational words or encouragement themselves right now. Can you give them any?
Shit, just keep going, shit. I know it get tough and get hard. Cause you gotta be. I ain't gonna lie, folks. You gotta really be mentally strong to be a producer on some 100 shit. If you ain't mentally strong, it ain't for you, bro. You gonna check out real fucking quick. It's a lot of ups and downs and shit like that. Some people get lucky, and they just go up out of nowhere. They can post a fucking beat on YouTube and the shit blow up, and now they just the shit. But other than that, you gotta stay down. You have to stay down. If you don't stay down, then it ain't for you, bro. Cause you gonna see a lot of shit, and go through a lot of bullshit throughout the process. But you gotta stay down, though.
Were there times in your history of being a music producer where you thought about quitting yourself?
Kind of, yeah. Yeah, kind of, yeah. 50-50, yeah.
Did you ever actually quit, or was just more so thoughts?
Nah, I never quit. It's just thoughts.
What kept you going from making that decision?
I mean, like I said, I love music first and foremost, but um, I just kept going. That's all, shit. Something I wanted to do. So if I want to do something, I'm gonna do it.
That quitting thought,
Yeah,
thoughts,
that
feel,
shit.
whatever. How recent was that?
Um, I can't even tell you honestly, bro. But like I said, it's definitely crossed my mind before. But yeah,
Was it so far? Were you so far removed from that? That's why you don't remember? That was a long time ago when you
yeah,
had those thoughts?
yeah.
Okay. Now, any other motivational encouragement for those in the audience other than what you just said? And if that's it, that's fine as well.
Motivational encouragement.
Yes.
Um,
Anything else you want to say to those in the
well, like I
audience?
said, I do help. I help anybody. So if you know what I'm saying, you feel like you want to give up and something like that, bro, just keep going hard. And like I said before, shit, just I would encourage all producers to learn how to make melodies and drums. If you know how to make a melody and you know how to do drums, then you should be good though. Don't box yourself in. If you box yourself in, it's gonna make it 10 times harder. Knowing how to make loops is a cheat code.